evening, everybody. My name is Seth Askelson, and thank you for joining us on Gauchos live stream. We're here tonight for Glendale Community College Volleyball as they take on Arizona Western. GCC was able to break a 5-game losing streak against Chandler-Gilbert last Friday, and we'll see if they can continue their winning ways. We do have a special pregame ceremony for Coach Stuck's 500th win, so we will stay right here for the pregame ceremonies. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Glendale Community College for tonight's ACCAC Conference Volleyball matchup, featuring the visiting Matadors of Arizona Western College and your Glendale Gauchos. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise and please remove your hats and join us in the playing of the United States National Anthem. Prior to tonight's game, we would like to honor a special celebration. Last Friday night, when the Glendale Gauchos defeated Chandler-Gilbert on the road, Coach Lisa Stuck picked up her 500th career victory. Coach Stuck has been at GCC for 20 years, where she has won the NJCAA District Coach of the Year award 9 times and has won the Region 1 championship 9 times, including the 2016 ACC Co-Conference Championship. She also has one national title to her name, the 2014 NJCAA Division II National Championship. Coach Stuck was also a volleyball player at Arizona State University, where she earned All-American honors, was inducted into the Arizona State University Hall of Fame, and participated in the World University Games as a player. Presenting her 500th win plaque is Director of Athletics Peter Olischek. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to head coach Lisa Stuck and her 500 career victories. And now the introduction of both teams, beginning with Arizona Western College. 5'5" freshman number 1, Neishi Roman Concepcion. 5'10" sophomore number 2, Celie Hartman. 5'5" freshman number 3, Rebecca Eves. 5'10" freshman number 4, Keila Williams. 6' freshman number 5, Jenny Montoya Murillo. 6-foot freshman number 6, Jolene Mosquera Lopez. 6-foot freshman number 7, Haley Palladini. 5'7" freshman number 9, Sydney Hancock. 5'11" freshman number 10, Kiara Irving. 5'5" freshman number 12, T. Lolo Tai. And 6'3" sophomore number 14, Mafi Sandoval. The head coach for Arizona Western is Lorraine Chandler. The assistant coach is Jocelyn Rodriguez. And now introducing your Glendale Gauchos. 5'7" sophomore number 3, Jessica Taylor. 5'9" sophomore number 6, Oriana Montoya. 5'9" sophomore number 7, Kylie Smith. 5'10" sophomore number 9, Taylor Glidewell. 5'6" sophomore number 10, Maya Doyle. 5'11" freshman number 11, Katie Differ. 5'11" freshman number 12, Alexa Tregaboff. 5'11" freshman number 14, Courtney La Liberty. 5'7" freshman number 16, Talisa Valdez. And 5'8" freshman number 17, Jasmine Smith. The head coach for your Gauchos is Lisa Stuck. Assistant coaches Brittany Muchmore Rhodes, Nick Giatrodakis, and Emily Schling. Welcome back in here to Gauchos live stream where I am joined by Ethan Jordan. That is a lot easier for me to say, especially after that pregame ceremony. Ethan, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good, getting ready for some Glendale Gauchos volleyball. So you guys already started the broadcast celebrating Lisa Stuck's 500th career win. I'd just like to offer my congratulations also to Coach Stuck on that huge career achievement.
Yeah, and for Coach Stuck, that was a record or a streak-breaking achievement. The Gauchos, losers of 5 in a row, went to Chandler-Gilbert, lost the first 2 sets, but found out a way to come out with the victory. Lisa Stuck's 500th. And so Lisa Stuck, if GCC wants to make the playoffs, hoping for 501 tonight, a Division I Arizona Western team. GCC started the season out 5-0, lost 5 in a row, and now are fighting for their playoff lives. What is the mentality of this team who really only has about 4 games left?
I don't think that mentality has changed, to be honest with you, Seth, and I think they showed it against Chandler-Gilbert on Friday. This is a team that's going to fight no matter what the score is, no matter how much they're down by. We've seen it again and again this season that they never lose the fight. Now, whether there's some mental difficulties or some physical difficulties in the way they're playing, that can happen to a young team, but there's never any problem with their confidence as a team. I think the mentality has stayed the same, and I think they have what it takes to win these last few games and make the playoffs.
Ethan, as a volleyball player, when you look across the court, Arizona Western clearly has the bigger team and at least what looks like just from standing still the more athletic team. How do you counter that if you're Glendale?
You just need to come in with you have the advantage on the coaching side of things. Obviously, no knocks against Lorraine Chandler, but Lisa Stuck, obviously the longer tenured coach as we begin the game. Kylie Smith serve off the net and knocked out of bounds on the pass, and the first point will go to the Gauchos, and that's how you start a game like this. Get up early. You need to be more technically sound than the other team because they do have more of the athleticism.
And like you said, Coach Stuck really got the coaching advantage here. 9-time district award Coach of the Year award. So she knows how to coach her way around some bad situations. Unfortunately, Kylie Smith serves one into the net, and we're all tied at 1. And now serving for Arizona Western is Haley Palladini. Glendale keeps that alive, and it's going to be a swing there. That's going to go wide for Glendale. That was Tregaboff on the swing. And now GCC finds themselves down 2-1.
Yeah, this is a team you can't make any mistakes against. Those service errors cannot happen tonight for Glendale.
And like you said, no service errors for Glendale, something they've been continuing with all season long. Unfortunately, talking to Coach Stuck week by week, it seems to be a broken record with the service errors, and that's 2 shots in a row that have gone cross-court wide. So Arizona Western's going to get a serve, and they're going to get themselves a service error. That was Palladini on her 4th straight serve, and she gives one back to Glendale, and now it's going to be Tregaboff on the serve for Glendale. She gets the signal and now sends it over left to right. It gets in. She's kept alive there by Palladini. Now it's set up and it's into the block there from Murillo. Now another chance for Arizona Western. A good swing there by Sandoval. And it's still alive for Glendale, and they get it over the net thanks to Valdez. Now there's going to be another setup, and here's another swing that's going to go cross court, but Kylie Smith keeps that alive. Now it's Jasmine Smith who tries to go cross court. That wasn't hard enough to get down. And it's stopped by Sandoval on a quick pass over the net by Lolo Tai. And Arizona Western up by 2.
Really good passing other than on that last play from Glendale. It was a terrific dig by Tregabuff. They just couldn't get the hit to finish off the point, and it ends up going to Arizona Western.
And like you said, those long rallies, we've seen those long rallies for Glendale kill them a little bit this season. They got to find that killer instinct as Jasmine Smith with a nifty little move on the ball. She gets it over the net and down right in front of the Arizona Western defender.
Yeah, really similar to the last play by Arizona Western, so just a little tip into the campfire, and that'll be a point for Glendale.
Like you mentioned, Ethan, that campfire, that's always the dangerous part on defense. We'll see if both teams can avoid getting caught of that and getting set up. But the shot goes too far out the back from Sandoval, and GCC might have got lucky there on that one as Sandoval blew that one over the top of the net.
You said it, Seth. You're not going to want to have her see too many more looks like that tonight.
No block in the way, and if she didn't hit it too hard, we would have been putting another point on the board for Arizona Western. Either way, GCC now tied at 4, and getting blocked at the net there is La Liberty, and then another swing. It's blocked by Sandoval. And Sandoval early on here, only 9 points in, but we've seen the range of her at the front of the net already.
Yeah, Sandoval, the player of the week, not this past week, but the week before for the Division I part of the ACCAC. So definitely the most capable player. Leads this team in kills per set, so definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with tonight.
And when you know somebody leads in kills per set, you're going to have your focus on them. Seems like Glendale hasn't had the focus, especially after the one she sent a little too far wide. There was no block in the way. So now a serve from Arizona Western is going to get her over the net, and it's kept alive by GCC. Now a good swing there by La Liberty. That goes too far. And early on, both teams are hitting the ball way too hard. It seems like and way too far out the back line. Is that jitters, or is that just trying to kill the ball too hard?
Yeah, it's really interesting. The majority of the points they've had tonight have been on some more finesse hits as Jasmine Smith pass errant, and Kylie Smith can't get a hold of it, and that'll be another point for Arizona Western, now up 7-4. But seems like the finesse plays have really been getting them the points. I think you said it, Seth. It's the jitters. Just got to work through the first set. I think we'll see those hits more in bounds as the game goes on.
Yeah, and the Glendale loses a 5 of their last 6. They're going to take a timeout here, and they got to find a way to get back on track as they're only about a game up on Pima for that final spot. We'll be back here on the Gauchos live stream with more Glendale Community College volleyball. Welcome back here to Gauchos live stream and GCC volleyball. The Gauchos down 8-4 in this first set. And they really need this one badly as they're fighting for their playoff lives as there's a serve from right to left. That goes off the hand of Tregabuff. A good awareness by Montoya. A little sloppy, but the ball gets over the net. And now a swing that's going to get down for Arizona Western. What happened there, especially coming out of a timeout?
Just a poor pass there from the backcourt, and every time that allowed the free ball for Arizona Western. They took advantage of it with a nice hit down the line.
Like you said, it was a free ball for Arizona Western, and they got themselves a point. And now a swing that goes off the top of the net and rolls out of bounds on the Arizona Western side without a touch. And GCC now down 10-4. And now here's the serve from Arizona Western right to left. That's kept alive in the back row there by Jasmine Smith. Now she's going to get it back and swing. It's going to go out the block, but kept alive by Arizona Western. Now it's sent over, and it's going to be Kylie Smith who's going to set up Montoya. That's in the top of the block, but it stayed alive again. Now this time it's La Liberty. That's not going to get down past Sandoval. And Sandoval stepped up again, and she goes cross court, and she kills it this time. Lisa Stuck not pleased with her defense. And Maya Doyle's coming in, and both Giotradakis and Stuck are up. Very emotional and very loud. And GCC coming out of a timeout, they've allowed 3 straight points. And so now we're going to get another serve by Hancock for Arizona Western. Now Kylie Smith sets up Montoya. That's into a block for Sandoval. And we talked about it before the last timeout. Well, we're going to get one here, so we'll continue to talk about it. Sandoval, what is she doing right now that she's been so dominant, only 16 points into this game?
Well, you talked about earlier the size and athleticism. Sandoval, obviously a 6'3" sophomore, so you're going to see that experience and athleticism from her. But her positioning tonight has also been terrific. On the blocks, she's been exactly where she needs to be, going up with the strong hands. Then on her hits, give some credit to the setter also for Sydney Hancock. She's been able to work around on the outside and really be able to clear the block and hit it cross court where she wants to hit it.
If you're GCC, how do you stop Sandoval?
It's going to be really tough. You need to have almost perfect positioning with your blocks. That's what Coach Stuck was upset with their blockers for on the last play, is they're a little too far towards us on the line. They need to get so they're perfectly centered on Sandoval so they can take up as much room as possible and not give her the clean lane.
Well, like we talked about, Sandoval getting too many clean lanes, and Arizona Western, you see that Division I team not making too many bad passes and little mistakes.
Yeah, it's really been the little things for Arizona Western. We've seen some errors from both teams, but it's been on the little things, those extra gigs, that extra block per set for Arizona Western that are allowing them to work themselves ahead throughout the set, have little advantages that'll lead to wins.
And now we're going to get another serve from Hancock. It's been a while since GCC's had a serve. Now there's a swing by La Liberty. That's going to go off the hands of a white jersey. Glendale finally breaks that streak. And reaching out there was Lolotai, it looked like. And for Glendale, no, that was actually Hancock, who got her hand out and knocked it out the back. So Taylor Glidewell coming in to serve for Glendale, who find themselves down 12-5 in this first set. Now it gets over the net, and it's going to be set up by Hancock. It's Sandoval again. That's blocked. And it's going to be set up one more time. It's Hancock. A mistimed jump, but Sandoval is going to be able to get it over. Now a swing that goes off the top of the block and down, and GCC now 2 in a row. On that play, Kiara Irving mistimed her jump, and it went right to Sandoval, giving GCC a free ball.
Yeah, taking advantage of the free ball. That's exactly what Glendale's going to need to do tonight. Any mistake that Arizona Western makes, they're going to need to take advantage of to win this game. Speaking of mistakes, the pass errant from Celie Hartman as Sandoval tried to get it out of bounds, but out of her reach, and that's another point for Glendale.
And we talked about it coming out of that timeout. Arizona Western not making those little mistakes, but it seems so far right now, after that timeout, they haven't been as focused as they were. And now a tip into a block is going to be kept alive by Glendale. Kylie Smith comes back for it. Now Jasmine Smith has to go cross court. Kind of a weird pass off the net, and it's going to be a net violation. What is Arizona Western doing wrong right now?
Well, once again, Glendale took advantage of the mistake. They got the ball. A nice dig on the outside from Glendale. Kylie Smith was able to make a pretty terrific set for how far she had to range into the backcourt to get there, as Sandoval looking for the campfire on the finesse hit. Dug out by Glendale. And Jasmine Smith going to be a free ball here for Arizona Western. And Sandoval going cross-court out of bounds, and that's another point for the Gauchos as they start to go on a little streak of their own.
And Maya Doyle, very smart right there. Looked like it was going in. She stepped out of the way of it and let it go out of bounds. And so it looks like GCC, I wouldn't say a little more focused, but definitely a little more aware of where they're at on the court, as there's a kill by Irving, who mistimed her jump on the last attempt. That time there was no missing there, and they extend their lead to 4 in this first set.
Yeah, the mistimed jump came from the blockers there. Courtney La Liberty and Kylie Smith went up a little too early on that one, allowing for the clean lane.
And so a serve there from Sandoval is going to get over to the GCC side, and now a kill by La Liberty, pretty much mirroring that last kill by Irving, where she just hammers it home. And GCC not letting Arizona Western get away too far yet.
Courtney La Liberty with some nice swings, really helped by Kylie Smith, who her setting in the middle of the court to the 1 and 2 spot has been terrific so far.
So now Jasmine Smith for the serve for Glendale, and it gets over the net. Now it's going to be set up by Hancock over to Irving. She goes with a double-handed pass over the net. So GCC is going to get an opportunity, and that's at the top of the net. And it's going to be La Liberty with the kill, and now we're at 13-11 in favor of Arizona Western.
Keep the momentum on your side here. I think if you're Jasmine Smith, you're just trying to get this serve in, not really trying for the ace. What they cannot have here is an errant serve.
Like you said, no errant serves, and what just happened? Jordan, we might have to keep the microphone away from you for the rest of this game if you're going to say things like that. Either way, Arizona Western up by 4. Now serving as a libero, Concepcion. She gets it to Valdez. Now it's going to be up by Smith. She swings it hard, and that's going to get down. As the Arizona Western player in the back row, it looked like it was Hancock, just stood there and watched that ball get right past her.
Yeah, setting a really deep 2 for Jasmine Smith, who comes out of the back row. It wasn't so much a B set in the back row as it was a 2 that Jasmine Smith came up and got really terrific swing that time from Smith.
Yeah, and like you said, it's been a good swing, and Jasmine Smith's been swinging that ball really hard as that one's down. And we've been seeing really good swings tonight from both teams. Sometimes when we get into these Division II games, we don't see those that good of swings, but now we're at Division I, and there's a lot of great swings out of both teams.
I know the last game we broadcasted here, the swings just weren't there. There was good passing, good setting from Glendale. They just didn't have the swings. Tonight, they certainly have them. Yeah,
and for Glendale, they were unable to break that 5-game losing streak as there's a swing into the net, and now GCC down by 4. A loss to Scottsdale. They were up by 2. They were up 2 sets to nothing, ended up losing 3-2 in an especially controversial call last week. Nice, and GCC was able to face that adversity and win on Friday. As now Arizona Western with the tip. And Ethan, you mentioned it. The campfire, it happened there.
Well, Kylie Smith had to run all the way towards us here, towards the Glendale bench to try and get that set on the rally previous to that play. As she sets Tregaboff here, dug out by Sandoval, and a kick attempt by Kaylee Williams as that one went into the net. But the passing really needs to improve here for Glendale. The setting has been terrific, but Kylie Smith is going to get very tired out. This is only the first set. If they go any more than 4 sets, it's going to be really tough for her to continue to play at this level if she continues to have to run around trying to get these sets.
And Kylie Smith is the one on the serve, and they're just swinging a kill by Arizona Western. They're up 18-13, but like you said, we've seen Kylie Smith all around this court, and we're not even out of the first set. So, I mean, it's like a defense in football. If they're out there too many times, there's only so much they can do, and there's almost only so much gas they have in the tank. And you obviously don't want to pull a player out with the caliber of Kylie Smith. But you also don't want to get tired out if you're in this game. And so, like you said, better passing can solve that. And that's a good set there by and DeFur gets it over. Kylie Smith, a weird set, but either way it worked. Now a set by Smith goes across, and there's a swing that doesn't get down, and that's gonna go out of bounds off of an Arizona Western player. And what looked like maybe Arizona Western keeping that ball alive, it goes awry for them. And now GCC within 4. Now 18-14 coming in is Maya Doyle for Glendale, trying to erase a 4-point deficit in this first set. Now Doyle gets it over and almost falling down, trying to keep that alive there was Eves. Now Sandoval to the back, and that's kept up by Valdez. Now a swing over, and Arizona Western going to get a chance. There's a set and a swing that's out of bounds. And that was Keila Williams who got that down for Arizona Western.
Yeah, real quick, once again, no block there. They're fortunate she hit it out of bounds. The middle blocking has not been there so far in this game for Glendale as Talisa Valdez serves it out of bounds, and that'll be another point for Arizona Western.
And for Arizona Western, you got to think they've hit the ball out about 4 or 5 times here. If they could place a couple of those shots, we might be talking about set point. Instead, Glendale down by 4 with a swing from Jasmine Smith up to the top of the block, but it stays up, and Arizona Western going to get a chance. Now there's a swing kept alive by Kylie Smith. That's going to get down, and Ethan, you just noticed it right now, and I've been noticing it. There hasn't been a lot of blocking going on for GCC in this first set.
No, and that's putting a lot of pressure on these backcourt passers to try and expand their range almost, because as this one's blocked at the net by Kyara Irving for the point, but as a blocker, you're not always just trying to go up to block the hit. You're also creating lanes, so you're cutting off a certain part of the court from the hitter. That just hasn't happened tonight for Glendale.
Like you said, maybe too many free swings for Arizona Western, and they've extended their lead to 21-15 now. Now Kylie Smith, a cross-court pass, and Jasmine Smith hits that right into the double block. And Arizona Western 3 points away from putting away this first set.
Yeah, Jasmine Smith, really no chance there. The set wasn't where she wanted. She got up late for it, didn't have a time to really pick where she wanted to hit it, and a violation called here against Glendale. A rotation violation, it looks like, and that's going to be another point for Arizona Western.
And that hurts because that serve went right into the net, so that would have been a free one for Glendale. Now there's a serve that's perfectly placed, but Doyle keeps it alive, and that goes off the top of the block, which is Sandoval, and gets down for Glendale. Now it's 23-16 as they get an opportunity to try to rally themselves back into this. So now serving for Glendale, the libero Valdez. Valdez gets the signal and now swings the ball over the net, and it is kept there by Eves. Now a swing by Sandoval. A good one hand by Doyle, but a double hit that it came back to Kylie Smith. It was one-handed by Doyle, comes back to Kylie Smith, and she double hits it on accident. And what looked like an amazing play and a chance for Glendale to start to get back into this. They're now 1 point away from being down 1-0 on their home floor. And now a serve here from Sydney Hancock. And she gets it over the net, and it's kept alive by Doyle. Now it's Kylie Smith over to Jasmine Smith. She swings, and that gets down right in front of Rebecca Eves. And Glendale down 7 points, but they got the serve right now. So they got themselves an opportunity to at least control their destiny in this first set. So now Glidewell's going to be the server for the Gauchos. She gets it over, and that stays in. It might have been going out, but Eves kept it alive. Now a swing off the top of the block there by Irving. Coach Stuck extremely unhappy about the way that set ended defensively. And Glendale down 1-0.
Yeah, it all comes back to the blocking. We've been talking about it all night so far. Another missed time block on that last play. They went up a little too early, and by the time the hit came, they were already coming back down, so able to just get it over the top and put it on nothing but wood for the point. So Glendale loses this first one 25-17. I think the blocking needs to improve, and I think if the blocking does improve, I think that'll also improve the passing for Glendale, which will help Kylie Smith be able to last more than a couple sets.
When you're Glendale, obviously a lot taller girls than you've seen all throughout the season in Division II. How do you hit that ball over the top or around, or what do you do to get past those double blocks that Arizona Western keeps sending up?
All comes down to the set. If the set is in the right position, then you can work around it or to the angle you want as a hitter, get your timing right, and then you can directionalize where you want to hit it. Find that lane where the blocker isn't. Just put it where you want. It all comes down to the set, which, as we talked about before, comes from the pass, and the passing is going to get better if this blocking gets better. It just needs to be better defense on the side of Glendale.
What's going wrong defensively? I know we talked about throughout the first set the mistimed blocks and the mistimed jumps and a lot of free lanes for Arizona Western, but even when GCC is getting up and blocking the ball, there's nobody there to really recover it and keep it alive for the Gauchos.
Yeah, a lot of the blocks are going right back to Arizona Western, and they're almost getting a free ball of sorts. They're not. It comes down to the power of the ball. The Gauchos really need to time those blocks well, get up, have strong hands, and put it back down more. It's just coming off in a straight line, if you will, and not going down so much on the blocks. The hands aren't strong, which is almost allowing Arizona Western to have a free ball when it comes back over.
So is there anything else that we haven't talked about? A little more better defensively, better passing to not tire out your setters. What else is there for Glendale to improve on in this set?
I think it all comes back down to both of those things. The pass sets up the set, and the set sets up the hit. So if they can improve their passing, which will improve from the blocking, I think it's just going to be a matter of timing and communication for Glendale. They don't really seem physically outmatched in this one. As funny as that sounds, we talked about the athleticism. That doesn't seem to be the problem. It seems to be timing and communication for Glendale. That's the issue so far.
And for Glendale, they're really not taking advantage of a lot of free chances that Arizona Western's giving them. In the sense of when Arizona Western's swinging the ball wide and service errors, they're pretty much giving them right back. We saw a couple times service error by Arizona Western, and then the immediate serve after that for GCC, it's right back into the net. And for Coach Stuckett, she's talked about all year the mental things and eliminating the small and unforced mistakes, and it just doesn't seem to be getting better for GCC. I mean, it's gotten better a little bit. I think they've reduced the service errors, and they definitely seem to be a little more mentally into the game from time to time, but it just seems like those little errors, especially in a few games that we've watched this year, has really cost them some wins.
Yeah, no question. It does seem to be that the mental errors are less so far tonight, which is just good news for these Gauchos. And we've seen them be down by 1, even 2 sets before, so that shouldn't be too much of a cause for concern. You saw the nice run in the middle of that first set for Glendale. That wasn't even on errors from Arizona Western. They were just winning those points, so hopefully they can continue that sort of thing going here into the second set.
And we're going to get started here with the second set. My name is Seth Askelson along with Ethan Jordan. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday night. And Glendale, like we talked about, loses of 5 of their last 6, trying to figure out what they can do to get themselves a little farther away from Pima. They're ahead right now, but Pima's played 2 less games. And so it's all about making sure you're extending that lead before Pima has a chance to catch up. And so the swing and serve from Arizona Western, and we are underway here in the second set. It's going to be Montoya off a pass from Smith into the block and out of bounds on the Arizona Western side. And it's 1-0 Gauchos, and that's exactly what they need. Obviously, it's not like basketball or football where you can really score first necessarily, but it's always nice to get that. And what I mean by score first is, whether you have the serve or not, sometimes it depends on that. And Glendale with a good swing by Defer, that's not going to get down. But another swing there, and Maya Doyle jumps up to keep that ball alive. A little questionable if that was staying in, but either way, Glendale gets the ball over the net, and Arizona Western gets a chance, and that goes into a block and gets down, and Defer with a double jump after hitting that block, and it looks like Glendale is pumped up right now to start this second set.
Yeah, that all started with the free ball for Glendale. They were able to get a perfect pass to Kylie Smith, who in turn got a perfect set for Katie Defer, which really put Arizona Western on their heels. And a clean hit from Keela Williams as she just slams that one home out of the reach of Maya Doyle. So Arizona Western will pick up their first point here in this second set. Gauchos up 2-1 now.
Yeah, and Glendale, like you said, down 2-1, and we're seeing some of those defensive errors as a lot of open lanes. There's a swing by Jasmine Smith that's going to get off the block and then off the hands of Palladini and out of bounds on the Arizona Western side for a 3-1 lead for the Gauchos. And we'll see if they can sustain this momentum. This is something they need to build on and carry themselves through the rest of this game as Arizona Western gets a serve there from Glendale. It's Orion Montoya who recovers the ball after Arizona Western gets over the net. Now it's the Matadors. Here's a swing that's going to get off the block, and yes, Doyle's going to come over. And there's a swing there by Montoya that gets down. And Glendale now up 4-1.
Montoya with the kill there, but also she had the great defensive play to set that up. Jasmine Smith and Courtney Law Liberty went up for the block, but as the third person at the net, you want to drop back and kind of cover that area behind you. That's what she did and was able to set up that point win for the Gauchos.
And another mistime jump there by an Arizona Western hitter. That time it was Sandoval. And now Jasmine Smith rings the ball off the libero for the Matadors. That is Concepcion. And GCC up 5-1, and it's going to be Doyle with the serve. She's going to go a high lob. That's going to go off the hands there of Palladini, but Concepcion comes over to help her out, and Arizona Western's able to get the ball over the net. Now Jasmine Smith off the pass from Kylie. Now a little tip over the net, and Lisa Stark is asking for a call there, and there's a swing that goes, or a ball that sent over the net that's a little too far. And Lisa Stark's asking if there's a net violation on Arizona Western. Either does she have a legitimate gripe there?
Yeah, it could have been a little swimming in the net. Not too much, though, for the ref to call. The ref was right there. He was looking right at it. No call there. I think it was fair for the ref not to call that one.
Yeah, and if you're Lisa Stark, you got to, if you think something's at least a little bit unfair, you got to make sure you're sticking up for your team out there. Especially the way the things ended last home game, as now Glidewell gets it over the net, and Sandoval keeps it alive. Now there's a kill that goes off Doyle and then off Glidewell. And that took a better bounce for GCC. Arizona Western was already celebrating there, and that could have been dangerous for the Gauchos.
Fantastic dig by Maya Doyle. I don't think Glidewell was expecting to get to that ball. It did come off pretty hot from Doyle getting the dig as she barely got to it, but tough play there for Glendale. As you said, they were celebrating, might have had a free kill there.
And so for Arizona Western instead, they're only down by 3 in this set, and Kylie Smith's now going to set up the hitter Tregub off in the back row. And now a one-handed swing that gets the ball over the net out of desperation. Now a swing from Law Liberty off the net and a little bit off the block. And Glendale up 7-3.
Excellent pass that time there, right to Kylie Smith in her zone where she's playing setter. Able to get the perfect set for La Liberty at the one, which she just excels at hitting.
And now it's Jasmine Smith. She gets the ball over the net, and Sandoval and Concepcion with a little miscommunication, but they're able to get the ball over the net thanks to Concepcion. Now a set up there to La Liberty, and she hits that right into the block. And right as she hit that, she knew it was not good tides for her in front of the net.
Yeah, she was kind of trying to go with the delayed hit, but reading it perfectly was Sandoval. She was able to time her block just perfectly there to make the block, and now she'll be at the line to serve it away.
And Sandoval gets it over the net. Now it's Kylie Smith over there to Tregaboff. She goes cross court, but it's kept alive by Concepcion. Now a one-handed tip into the hole of the defense, but Glidewell gets over there in time. Now Sandoval keeps the swing alive from Tregaboff. Now Concepcion goes to the back row to Jasmine Smith. Now Kylie Smith up to Tregaboff. She tips it over, but that's not going to get down. Concepcion's going to set it up and get a double hit call. And Glendale now up again by 4. It's 8-4. And they can keep it this way. Eventually they got to get to 25, right? They just got to keep the way they're playing. And so it's going to be La Liberty on the serve for the Gauchos. She gets her jump serve low over the net, and that was a good one. But it doesn't get down. Now a swing there by Irvin that's out of bounds. And for Arizona Western, we've seen it throughout the first set and right there in the second. They're trying to place their shots, but at a certain point, don't you just got to make sure they get in?
That time, excellent blocking at the net. That was the only lane she could find for that swing. And the serve out of bounds by La Liberty. She was looking for that baseline, looking for the ace, but no luck there. 9-5 Gauchos now, and this, if you're the Gauchos, you really want to break this streak here from Concepcion. Don't let them go on another run like they did in the first set. Keep the momentum on your side.
And now the serve from Concepcion is over the net. A swing by Tregaboff gets blocked, and now Jasmine Smith just has to send it over after a little miscommunication and a bad pass. Now a weird tip, and Kylie Smith stuck her hand out as going to the floor was Glidewell to get that, and that was just an unfortunate bounce there for Glendale.
Yeah, you saw it on this set, this point, that the communication for GCC has been much better in this set. Nice dig by Defer as the serve went off the net, and finishing off is Tregaboff as it rolls off the hands of Sandoval for the point.
And that was Tregaboff, who the ball was getting a little past her, and she used one hand to keep that alive, and Kylie Smith right there to help her out. And that's the positioning we talked about, is if you're in good position, that ball's going to bounce right to you once in a while. Now Kylie Smith with the serve, that's going to go off the, no way. It looked like it went off of Hartman, but Ethan Jordan has a different view.
From my angle, I was looking right at it. It looked like she almost got a hold of it. She stuck her hands out as if to go for the pass, but at the last second wisely pulled back, and that one was out of bounds. Awfully close that time, though.
And that was a hot serve coming over the net from Smith, and evidently she got out of the way in time. Now a cross-court swing there from Montoya doesn't get down. Coach Stuck not very impressed with the way that goes, and now a swing that goes too far. And Arizona Western right now, they seem to be making those unforced errors in terms of hitting that ball out of bounds. Like we said in that first set, if they place their shots a little better as a serve, it's going to be an ace if that goes off the arm of Murillo. And Glendale now at 12-7. But if they're able to place those balls a little better, they might have won that first set a little quicker and might be a little closer in the second set. Instead, the Gauchos are up 12-5. Now a little drop serve by Tregaboff has kept alive Arizona Western. Now a swing into the block is just going to roll out of bounds, and it's Arizona Western's point.
Yeah, just a little bit unlucky for Glendale there. Jasmine Smith really timed that one well. No complaints on that block. Excellent work. Just need to angle it a little better next time.
Like you said, it was an excellent block. And GCC seemed to have picked it up defensively in the second set. Now it's set to Jasmine Smith, and it's going to be a double hit on Kylie Smith. That's her second one of this set. And the Gauchos starting to give away some free points to Arizona Western, something you definitely don't want to do to a Division I team. They still have the 3-point lead. And serving now is Rebecca Eve. She gets it over the net. It's going to be Jasmine Smith who gets it over to Kylie Smith. Sets up. Defer. She hits into the block, and it falls on the Arizona Western side. And the Gauchos get themselves back to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, Defer taking advantage of the one set there, hitting it really low. And although they got the block on it already coming down, it was too low, and it rolled into the net, as you said, Seth. And the serve off the hands of Rebecca Eves is interesting choice to go with the hand pass there. Looked like she might have wanted to go with the bump as it was pretty low, but either way, going to be an ace for Maya Doyle. And a timeout called here by Arizona Western.
Yeah, and the timeout, like you said, that was a weird decision there by Arizona Western's Eves. Like you said, that ball was a little low, and she decided on the hand pass. It looked like she got caught in between and kind of went with the move that she was more ready for, and that was the hand pass. But for Arizona Western, is it more mental right now with the way they're playing?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case. Anytime you have that open lane and you hit one out, as they were doing in the first set and the second set, that can be really demoralizing for you when you know you almost won. You kind of won it strategically and positionally, but then you can't finish it off. That can be very frustrating. So I think it is a little bit mental. Really terrific timeout by Coach Chandler here. Try and get her girls refocused. Only down by 5 points here, so it's anybody's set. So they're just going to need to... Those unforced errors as well have really hurt them, as you said, Seth. So I think they just need to work on playing their game, play clean as a Division I school, the game they know how that they can play.
And for nothing to take away from Glendale, they have come out, they've been a lot better defensively. Their blocks have been a lot more solid, and it's definitely made a world's difference for this Gauchos volleyball team, who is desperate for wins as they chase the NJCAA Division II Region I playoffs. As now we're going to get another serve from Maya Doyle here. Up 14-9 for Glendale, and Doyle gets it over the net. That's kept alive by Eves, and there's a kill. And this time Eves handles the Doyle serve well and gets Arizona Western the point.
Terrific pass by Eves. You couldn't ask for better. Right in the spot she wanted to put it with the perfect spin. Easy set and easy hit after that terrific pass.
And Traegerboff made a bad decision with that ball, that serve going potentially out, but either way she had to go with her gut feeling. Kept it alive, and Jasmine Smith with the backcourt cross-court swing goes wide of the boundary. And Arizona Western now within 3. Now Kylie Smith has to corral kind of a bad pass initially, but she's able to set it there to La Liberty, and she kills it. And now Glendale 10 points away from the set and up by 4. Coming in now to serve for Glendale is Taylor Glidewell. Glidewell, the redshirt sophomore, after 2 consecutive ACL surgeries, is a rotation violation on Arizona Western. Like I was saying, Taylor Glidewell, senior year of high school, tore right ACL. And then in a bonding activity freshman year prior to the start of the season, she tore the same ACL. And so now she's been able to play 2 full years after having to overcome a couple of bad ACL tears. As there's a swing over the top of the net and out. And I don't know if you've ever talked to Taylor Glidewell, Ethan, but when you talk to her, she's so upbeat. Even when she was hurt, she was so positive, and she just kind of kept things in focus. And it's glad to see somebody like her get back out on the court as well. Liberty takes advantage of a bad mistake. And Arizona Western seems to be crumbling on the court right now in the second set.
That's the difference between this set and the first set, is when there are errors by Arizona Western, Glendale is taking advantage of them, as La Liberty did there. Set goes weak side for Murillo, who puts this one away, and so now 18-12 Gauchos here in the second set.
And if you're Glendale, you're up 18-12 on a Division I team. Coach Stuck, obviously a great coach, so she's not going to be one to, kind of blow it out of proportion and get over emotional, but a lot of young players who have been struggling for a win, and when you're beating a good team like this, and I'll ask you again after this service, as that's off the block and gets down from Jasmine Smith, and the Gauchos now at 19-12. But you're a young team struggling for wins, and you're beating a team that's supposed to, be a lot better than you. They're Division I. How does that feel as a player out there?
I think it just builds on this confidence that this team has. If they can win this set, I think that goes towards a lot going forward, as Glidewell attempting to dig out the hit, but a violation called here on Arizona Western. That's going to get the Gauchos the point, as now they're up to 20-12. But I think it just builds your confidence as a young player, saying, hey, these guys are Division I. They're supposed to be better than us, but we can beat them. I think it's all a confidence and a mental thing for this young team.
And this team is exuding confidence a little bit, though Maya Doyle unable to get to that pass over the net, and it goes down for a kill. And the Gauchos still hold a 7-point lead, up 20-13 in the second set. They dropped the first set, 25-17, so they're down 1-0 in the game. But they are on the verge of winning the second set. Now Kylie Smith sets up La Liberty, and she kills it home. And the Gauchos up by 8. 4 points needed to win this second set. And we're going to get a second timeout now from Arizona Western. This time we're going to take that timeout with them. We'll be back here. The Gauchos leading 21-13 in the second set. Welcome back here to Gauchos live stream. And Glendale 21-13 in the second set. They're trying to tie this game at 2 sets apiece. And it's going to be Valdez, the newly entered Valdez, in to serve for the Gauchos. Now Valdez with a low line serve that gets over, and Arizona Western's able to handle that. A weird pass there, maybe double hit, but somehow was able to control it without the double hit. And Glendale now only up by 7. And now serving for Arizona Western is Concepcion. That's high, but it's going to stay in. Jasmine Smith gets it to Kylie Smith. Now a swing there is going to go out of bounds via defer. And now it's 21-15 Glendale.
Yeah, she saw some room down the line, just couldn't quite hit her spot as she's trying to thread the needle there down the line.
And now a serve there gets into the chest of Jasmine Smith, but she's able to keep that alive. Now a swing there by Tregoboff gets in between the defense on the baseline. Now Glendale up 22-15 with Kylie Smith serving for the women in charcoal gray. So it's going to be Kylie Smith. She gets the signal and now serves it right to left and hits it into the net. And it's a free point party for Arizona Western since that timeout. And Glendale only 3 points away from putting the set away. They really need to put the foot on the throat and finish off Arizona Western. Now coming in to serve is Lolotai. Lolotai gets it over, and it's kept alive there by Valdez. Now Kylie Smith to Montoya, and that's into a block, but GCC's going to get another chance. A pass, and Katie Defer almost runs it in Kylie Smith, and Coach Stuck not impressed by the way that happened. And now a kill that goes right past Kylie Smith, and now it's 22-17.
We talked about Arizona Western getting a little bit of a comeback going here, and it goes back to the blocking. The blocking has not been there in these last couple points for Glendale. They need to just find the energy to finish off this set. Only 3 points to go. Finish it strong and carry that momentum into that third set.
Like you said, they need to carry that momentum in that third set. Do not let Arizona Western feel confident about themselves as a mistimed jump by Tregoboff is going to lead to a timeout from Coach Stuck.
I don't think that one was on Tregoboff there. The set from Jessica Taylor was much too high. That wasn't a 2. That was a 5.5. That was you want to set the 2 a little higher than the 1, but not quite that high. An errant set from Taylor from her first set of the ball game. Not on Tregoboff there. Just a tough attempt for Taylor. She'll have a chat with Lisa Stuck here. We'll stick with you here in this timeout as it's just about over. But I think Kylie Smith once again being pulled from this ballgame. We see Coach Stuck doing that when she just wants to change the rhythm of the game a little bit. So we'll see how Taylor can work in there with this offense. That first set not representative of anything, just maybe some first jitters as she got a little too strong on the set, not hitting her spot there. Only up by 4 now are the Gauchos, and I think this is more important, not even winning the set, but winning the set strong is going to be important moving throughout the rest of this game. I think because Arizona Western does have a little bit of a deeper bench, more athleticism, so you're going to really need the momentum on your side, as I think the athleticism is going to make it so Western Arizona isn't as tired going into these final sets. So they're really going to need the energy and the momentum on the side of the Gauchos.
And it's all about keeping that momentum for GCC right now. Now Jessica Taylor sets up Montoya, swings it into the block, and that's going out of bounds on the Arizona Western side, and now 2 points away.
And Jessica Taylor made up for that first set with the set right there. A perfect set to the strong side. Excellent set that results in the point. Good swing by Montoya as well.
And GCC finding themselves within 2 as Jessica Taylor does a great job of keeping that alive. And now there's a violation on Arizona Western. And GCC out of that timeout. They're only up by 4. They've won the last 2 points, and we'll see if they can put it away and just build more on that momentum, as now it's going to be a serve from Tregoboff. It gets the Sandoval in the backcourt. Now there's a swing that goes too wide of the baseline. And for GCC, they close out Arizona Western and get themselves to a 1-1 tie here. We're going to take this set break. My name is Seth Askelson, along here with Ethan Jordan. Come back for the third set on the Gauchos live stream.
Hello and welcome back to the Desert, an interdivisional ACCAC matchup as the Glendale Gauchos take on the Western Arizona Matadors. Sets are tied at 1 apiece here as we get ready for the third set. Ethan Jordan alongside Seth Ashkelson here on the Gauchos live stream. Coach Stuck still in the huddle here with her players taking all the time here that she can in between sets as the clock runs down to 0. And we're ready to go for the third set. Some much better passing as well as blocking, just better communication overall from Glendale in that second set. They're going to look to continue that as well as the momentum they gained going here into the third set.
And when you look at Coach Stuck's team, sometimes when they get that momentum, she's such a good coach where she just tells her team to keep playing the way they're doing. And like you said, got a lot better defensively, a lot better in that set, and we'll see if they can keep it up.
Kylie Smith will serve it away to begin things here in the third set. Smith with the 6 bounces, now the jump serve. Goes a little bit soft with that one, right around the center line. It's Palladini with the hit, blocked at the net by Diefer, and that'll be a point to begin this third set for the Gauchos, and I think that's really key, keeping the momentum going here into this third set. Excellent block by Diefer, she timed it perfectly. Smith's second service opportunity. This one a little bit deeper, dug out by Sandoval. Tipped at the net. Montoya will get the set here for Tregebov off the net and rolling off the hands of Sandoval out of bounds. That'll be another point here for the Gauchos as they take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and for Glendale, they're continuing that momentum. And for Arizona Western on that first point, another bad hit, just not hit very well. And I wonder if the Matadors are getting timid after a few of their hits were not very well. And now there's a battle at the net, and it's going to go GCC's way.
Yeah, Katie Defer had already won that joust at the net. So it really didn't matter on the foul. It looked like the Gauchos were going to get the point either way, but they'll take it as Kylie Smith, another service opportunity, another excellent serve there. And a perfect set for Palladini as she hammers that one. And a violation called against Arizona Western once again, so a couple mistakes to begin things for the Matadors have resulted in a already 4-0 lead here for Glendale.
Yeah, and Arizona Western a little confused. I don't know if they got the explanation they were looking for on why they didn't get that point. Either way, Glendale is up 4-0.
Tough bump set here as they get it to Lopez. And her hit goes out of bounds, or excuse me, she finds the line, and that'll be the first point for Arizona Western of this set. Now Haley Palladini back to serve it away. Standing serve. Good looking serve dug up by Doyle. Smith will set Montoya, and that's off the hands of Palladini. As interesting there, it almost looked like she wasn't ready for the strength of the hit coming off from Montoya. It didn't look like she was in position for the dig at all there. She'll take a break as she'll sit down, and Alexa Tregebov will serve it away. She too elects to go with the standing serve. Set for Sandoval, and that's really tough. Sandoval with an excellent hit there. She got a perfect set that time, was able to just find the back corner. Nothing that could be done. Technically, that's the Maya Doyle's ball there, but just not in any position to get a hit like that. Terrific swing by Sandoval. Smith looking for the one from Defer. Pass Aaron, it's going to be a free ball for the Gauchos. Dug by Doyle. Smith with the set for Jasmine Smith, and her swing a little bit low that time as she kind of had to fade away, if you will, to get the set. And on the free ball, not a great set from Kylie Smith there, and that'll result in a point for Arizona Western.
Yeah, and Coach Stuck yelling at Kylie Smith to square up on that pass. And that's a little more improved on that one as Jasmine Smith couldn't get that down. Now a swing by Sandoval goes to the back row, and it's Stregoboff who keeps that alive. Kylie Smith to Montoya goes cross court. And it's a net violation on Arizona Western.
Yeah, the swing was out of bounds by Doyle, but a net violation. Another mistake from Arizona Western will allow the Gauchos to go up 6-3 now here in the third set. Sets are tied at 1 apiece. Maya Doyle, one of the better servers on this team, but not that time as that one's out of bounds. She almost went with the knuckleball serve there. That one just floated a little too long for her out of bounds.
And somebody used to have a nasty knuckleball serve here at Glendale Community College. Haley Christiansen, we talked about it before. She's an assistant at Phoenix College. She would serve that ball, and it would literally be like a knuckleball. Zero spin on it, and it would just move, and it would make you sick from the scorer's table here just watching it.
Set to the one for La Liberty, blocked at the net. Well timed. La Liberty the one again. Once again blocked at the net. as it's Kyra Irving and Seeley Hartman combining for the double block there twice to get the point. Arizona Western within one now. Serve on the way from Hancock. Set goes to the 4, and Jasmine Smith, this one carrying out of bounds, but played by Western. Set to the 4 again for Smith, dug out by Eves. Sandoval with the tip. Smith with the dig to Montoya for the set. Jasmine Smith puts it into the campfire. Excellent pancakes pass there, and a violation called against Arizona Western. Really nice pancake pass as she came in to get the dig, but another violation will get Glendale their point. That may have been the best point we'll see all night. Terrific rally from both teams. Now it'll be Taylor Glidwell to serve it away as she gets her first time in this third set. Hancock with the set to Hartman. Set goes to the 2, and Jasmine Smith, who crosses over to make that hit. Sandoval from her usual spot on the strong side. Dug up by Tregeboff. Jasmine Smith looking to put it down the line. She'll find the baseline in the back as Concepcion was elected to let that one go out of bounds, and a poor decision there as that one finds the baseline. And another point for the Gauchos. Glidwell will serve it from just about center court. Hancock. Good looking one set there to Irving as that one falls in. And really nothing you could do there other than block that one. If that one gets through, it's going to go down every time with a set like that.
Yeah, and like you said, with that type of swing and that type of set, if you don't block it, it's getting down. And unfortunately, just a bad bounce off the block. It wasn't anything horrific defensively, but either way, Arizona Western pulls themselves within 2.
Set to the strong side, but mistiming her jump was Tregeboff, who just knocks it over. Free ball here for Western. And they find the open court as Smith had already gone into her position in the setter area, and they're able to just put it cross court here on the weak side for Glendale. Out of position a little bit was the defense for the Gauchos, and taking advantage was Western. Sandoval, another service opportunity. Tremendously high toss there for Sandoval as she serves it away. Tregeboff off the block, and an excellent effort by Concepcion as it was punched up by Hartman, but not in vain, as that's another point for Glendale.
Yeah, and Hartman punched it up, and then, so Hartman punches it up, and it comes over. Well, Hartman's kind of standing around because she's upset by the way she punched it, and the ball goes right past her, and she had a chance to get that ball over the net, so she's got to do a better job at staying focused throughout a set.
Kyra Irving, her hit is right into the net, and that'll be another point for the Gauchos, an unforced error that time. Jasmine Smith with the serve now. Another standing serve. Hancock will set weak side here for Irving. Irving will put that one away as she finds the baseline. She'll come out here as Keela Williams comes in. Concepcion to serve it away. From the strong side goes cross court, dug out by Tregeboff. Here's Smith going weak side for La Liberty as she wipes it off the block for the point. Courtney La Liberty, what a game she is having tonight, Seth.
Yeah, she is. She has not been timid for 1 second when she's going up to attack that ball. And I think we've seen some of that a little bit out of the Gauchos all season where their hitters would be a little bit timid in some games. Tonight they're going right after that ball and making sure if they're hitting it hard.
Hancock ranging towards the back row for that set. Tipped at the line by Hartman. Going to be a free ball here for Western. Hancock will go to the 2, and that one tipped into the open area as Keela Williams records the kill. Once again, Arizona Western finding the holes in this Gauchos defense. And they're taking advantage here. It seems like the Gauchos are electing to have 4 passers in the back row, only 2 players in the front row, and Smith and defer on that play, and that leaves some areas open towards the lines. Dug by Tregeboff. Smith, back row set for Jasmine Smith. Jasmine Smith not a clean hit on that one as it'll go back to Western. Tipped at the net. Smith to Tregeboff looking for the line, and she'll find it. An excellent swing by Alexa Tregeboff as she just finds a hint of that line on the strong side for the point.
And for Glendale, Kylie Smith is really doing it all. Not only is she doing great passing and serving, but she went up for that block right there, and she was a key in keeping that alive as there's a swing that's going to get down for Arizona Western off the top of a block. But Kylie Smith a couple points ago, it went off the top of the block from her, and she went from passing the ball to having to turn around and block the ball and alter the shot, and eventually Glendale got the point.
Yeah. Gauchos losing that point. You got to block on those plays. On a 1, if it's not blocked, it's usually going to go down as Murillo put it away there. Smith ranging into the backcourt to get the set. Somehow gets it to Jasmine Smith with a really strong swing. Excellent play by Kylie Smith. Going to be a free ball here for Glendale. Valdez to Smith to defer at the 1. Off the net and in past the diving hand of Eves, and that'll be a point for Glendale. 13-10 Gauchos now as a timeout called by Arizona Western. So with that timeout, we'll take a timeout ourselves here on the Gauchos live stream. Come on back to the desert. 13-10, Gauchos lead it. Gauchos here in the third set. Sets tied at 1 apiece. Alexa Tregaboff will serve it away for Glendale as they take on the Western Arizona Matadors. Dug by Eves. Set goes to Sandoval on the strong side. And off the block, that one's going to be a point as Sandoval gets the wipe. Tipping it at the line was defer, but nothing they could do there.
And Sandoval, I feel like we've been saying that all night about Sandoval, that there's nothing they can do about that. But now Arizona Western gets the serve over, and there's a swing into the block, and now it's kept alive. Now it's tipped. Oh, and it's going to go to GCC as there's going to be a net violation. So GCC on an Arizona Western free ball is going to get the point.
Yeah, Kira Irving looked a little confused on that one. I was as well. I wonder if they called her for stepping under the net, because it didn't look like she got in the actual net itself. May have gone underneath it a little bit there. Maya Doyle with the serve here. Dug out, excellent play by the setter, Lotali. Jasmine Smith off the block. Lotali will set it weak side here for Murillo. And Murillo's swing out of bounds past that baseline there, and it's now 15-1 Gauchos. Maya Doyle set for her second service opportunity now. Spins it in the hand, now the short jump serve. Lalatia, I'm not sure what the play design was there. She set it to the 1, but Irving was coming from far in the back court and just couldn't get to it in time, and that'll be another point for Glendale.
It's been 3 bad mistakes in a row. A bad net violation, a swing that was way too far for the boundary, and then that time a couple of bad passes lead to a Glendale point.
Free ball for Glendale. Dug out here. Tie. Good swing that time by Murillo. Excellent job by Smith to even dig that out, but it goes back over the net. Murillo, Doyle to Smith. And La Liberty hammers this one home as she hits it off the hands of a diving Eves for the point. Courtney La Liberty once again with a terrific swing and another good set by Kylie Smith. Gauchos up by 6 now. Here's Doyle. And that's once again a 1 that goes unblocked. Somehow dug out in the backcourt and wiping it off the block is Tregaboff. And that'll be another point for Glendale as they're fortunate there. No block on the 1. Luckily in the backcourt, Doyle was able to dig it out.
And Glendale building momentum, taking advantage of Arizona Western's mistake. Things that other teams did to them all season, they're starting to pay it back right now in the perfect time of the season.
Nice swing that time by Murillo. She was able to come on the outside, on the weak side, get it around the block, and hammer it into the open court. 18-12 Gauchos now. Trying to keep their playoff hopes alive, and they need to win this one here tonight. 18-12, sets tied at 1. Hancock will do the serving. Some miscommunication as Tregaboff and Smith ran into each other on the pass. Free ball here for Arizona Western. And the set goes to the, call it a 1.5, somewhere in between a 1 and a 2 for Irving as she hammers that one home. And a timeout wisely called here by Lisa Stuck as the blocking just hasn't been there for the Gauchos on the last couple of points. I'm sure that's what she's talking about in the huddle here. We'll be back in just about a minute with more Gauchos volleyball here on the Gauchos live stream. Back here at Glendale Community College, Ethan Jordan, Seth Askelson alongside you, bringing you Gauchos volleyball as they're up 18-13 on the Matadors of Western Arizona. Set's tied at 1 apiece here in the third set. Sydney Hancock will serve it away for Western Arizona. Set to the strong side for Jasmine Smith. And rolling off the net, somehow keeping it alive, is Western Arizona. Another chance here. This time it's La Liberty who puts it away out of the reaches of the Libero Concepcion for the point.
And earlier in this set, we saw that Western Arizona, mainly Celia Hartman, who wasn't paying attention when that ball kind of went off her fist. This time, Arizona Western, all eyes, and they were able to get that ball over the net. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the point.
Nice block of the net. Smith combining with La Liberty. Back to the Western Arizona side of things. Dug out by Doyle. Set goes to Smith. Tipped off the block and off the hand of Concepcion as she dove high, almost like a soccer goalie to try and get to that one off the tip. But ain't able to get there, and it's 20-13 Gauchos.
Yeah, that tip off the block really threw off Concepcion. She was ready to jump out for it, and she kind of stopped when it went off the block, but she realized she was already halfway there, so she might as well go.
Nice play by Hancock to keep that one out of the net, but a free ball here for and La Liberty just hammering that one home. Anytime she gets a set like that, she's going to put it away as she finds the back right corner.
Yeah, La Liberty not playing around tonight. Every ball that's coming to her, it's getting down, and if you're her teammate, you might as well just keep setting her, right?
No kidding. Speaking of people you want to just keep setting, Mafe Sandoval hammering that one down the line. No chance for Doyle to get to that one. I like the communication in the back row that time, though. Usually you want your outside people pinching in, and then the middle passer going for those deeper passes, and Doyle did it there, but no chance to get to that excellent hit. Blocked at the net on this hit from La Liberty, tipped over by Smith. Now Palladini, dug out by Doyle. Smith ranging into the backcourt. Going to be a free ball here for Arizona Western. And an error there as it's going to be now a free ball on the other side of things. Smith, dug out by Sandoval. Set comes from the backcourt to Hartman. Hartman getting the tip. Coach Stuck not happy with the setup there. And Smith able to wipe it off the block. And Coach Stuck happy that they got that point, but she really didn't like what she saw on the defensive positioning.
Well, and I don't think it was that as much as she thought it was a double hit on that one set. And it looked like that was on Concepcion. And it looked like a double hit, or at least it was into the palms a little bit. She didn't get the call, but either way, Glendale was able to get that point. Now it's a service error.
So possession back to Arizona Western here, down 22-15. It'll be Concepcion to serve it away. Serving from the strong side as she usually does. Goes to Doyle in the middle of the court. Set to La Liberty. It went a little bit too far. She had to reach out for that one, and really tough there. La Liberty having to range a little further to her left than she would have liked. Didn't get the strong hit, and blocked by Williams at the net. That'll be a point for Arizona Western. Concepcion, another service here. Doyle, nice dig. Tregaboff's hit is blocked to the net. Back to the Gaucho side of things. La Liberty with the tip into the campfire, and almost looked like Concepcion and Hancock kind of interlocked arms there, and neither of them can make the dig. And that's it. And now the Gauchos are 2 points away from winning this second set. Out comes La Liberty, and in comes Talisa Valdez. Valdez will do the serving now. And some miscommunication in the backcourt as Hancock ran into Hartman there. Almost a free ball of sorts here for Glendale. Nice swing that time by Tregobov, dug out by Sandoval. Free ball now for Glendale. Set goes to Defer, mistimed her block, and a double touch called on Katie Defer. Or excuse me, mistimed her hit, a double block called, or double touch there, 23-17 Gauchos.
Well, not only was it a double touch called, but it was also 4 hits, but it looked like it hit the top of the block after she went up on that first hit, so a little interesting, but that's the reason we're sitting down here and we're not in blue on that podium. So we're going to get a serve for Arizona Western.
Yeah, the bird's eye view for the referee, able to spot that easily. And Tregobov, a nice swing, but that one out of bounds. She may have gone up just a little too early on that one, and she wasn't able to get on top of it. Either way, a strong swing. So out comes Kylie Smith, and in is Jessica Taylor, as we saw this in the last set where they switched out setters at the end. Coach Stuck not happy with that last set from Kylie Smith. Lolatai will serve it away, dug up by Tregobov. Set goes to the backcourt in the B position for Jasmine Smith as she hits that one into the net. Coach Stuck saying, no, she doesn't want that back set to Jasmine Smith. That's the play we usually see them run. We haven't seen it as much tonight, the backcourt set to Smith, though we'll see it right here as Jasmine Smith knocks that one out of bounds. She was looking for the strong side, or excuse me, the weak side corner, but unable to find it.
Like you said, she said no to that backside set on the first time, so Jessica Taylor repeats it again, and she finds herself back to the bench after just 2 points.
Kylie Smith coming off the bench. Excellent set there. She had a range in the backcourt to get it for Tregobov. Oh, goodness. No blocking to be spoken of as Tregobov and Defer were up far too early on the swing by Murillo as she puts that one away, and a good timeout called here by Lisa Stuck as the timing and communication and even the energy a little bit for the Gauchos hasn't been here in the final points of this third set. 23-21, Gauchos clinging to a lead here in the third set. We'll be right back on the Gauchos live stream. Gauchos up 23-21 here in the third set, with sets tied 1 apiece. Ethan Jordan alongside Seth Askelson bringing you Gauchos volleyball here on the Gauchos live stream. Bad set from Smith. Tregobov somehow able to play it off the net. And a net violation called here against Western Arizona, and that'll be another point for the Gauchos.
Kylie Smith got away with a horrid pass. I mean, that was terrible, and she got taken out because of some bad passes. Jessica Taylor comes in, 2 bad passes, and then Kylie Smith returns it, so the setters have to figure out what they're doing here.
Trying to make up for it on the serve here. Gauchos trying to put this third set away. Excellent dig by Valdez. Set to the 1, and Defer can't put that one away. And that was tough. Coming off the black, Valdez and Smith got a little bit tangled up. No fault of Smith on that. The only set she could really go to there with the circumstance.
I think Defer was just as surprised as I was to see that ball coming right to her. Like you said, there's nothing she could really do about it. But Defer wasn't ready for it, and all she could do is just swing it wherever her body was positioned. Unfortunately, that was out of bounds.
Smith the set to Tregobov, going into the middle of the court, and she puts it away. And the third set belongs to the Glendale Gauchos. So they'll take a 2-1 lead here in the set side of things as we're headed to the fourth set. Stick around. It's going to be an exciting finish here on the Gauchos live stream. Welcome back inside Glendale Community College. Ethan Jordan alongside Seth Askelson bringing you Glendale Gauchos volleyball here on the Gauchos live stream. Glendale up 2-1 now after winning that third set. They're looking to put it away here in the fourth set. And we talked about Kylie Smith kind of running around in that first set. It calmed down a little more in the second and third set, but I would have to imagine Glendale doesn't want to play a fifth set here. We talked about how Western Arizona is a little more athletic, a little more deep on their bench. So definitely going to be to the advantage of the Gauchos to put it away here in this fourth set.
Now they can't put it away here. That's going to be the third 5-set game in a row, something you don't want to do on a young team and a short bench.
Western Arizona will start with possession here as Lola Ty serves it away. Smith with the bump set for Glidwell, and Glidwell off the net tries to play it. That's 4 touches, and that'll be a point for Western Arizona. We saw the last 2 sets the Gauchos were able to score first, but Western Arizona scoring first in this fourth set. Dug off the net by Defer to Tregaboff, blocked at the net. Nice block that time from Williams. And kind of chipping it over the back court there as Lola Ty kind of came up a little too far over her head and into the corner for the point.
That was perfect by Kylie Smith. She had to get it over there, and she doesn't jump and try to hit it. She just floats it over and hits that back left corner and gets the Gauchos tied at 1.
Kylie Smith will kind of open the door and let that one go by her as that one's out of bounds, and now 2-1 Gauchos. And I'm not even sure if that kind of soft hit from Smith was by design or not, but either way it worked out for him. Tregaboff with the standing serve here. Dug up by Concepcion. It'll be Sandoval from the backcourt with the hit. Set from Smith to Smith. Now Sandoval again with the dig in the middle of the backcourt. Set that time for Palladini. Dug out by Kylie Smith. Jasmine Smith ranging over to the scorer's table here to get that pass. Oh, mercy. Missed time block, and actually it almost looked like it was Murillo who almost split the block there. They weren't able to come together. Were Tregaboff and Glidwell, and an easy point that time for Western Arizona.
And with Jasmine Smith coming right in the scorer's table here, it kind of scrambled the GCC defense, and like you said, that block wasn't able to come together. That was a weird play there by Lola Ty. It looked like it was going to go over her head and maybe out of bounds, and she took a weird jump at it.
I think the spin from Smith surprised her. He almost got a front spin on it from Smith, and I think it surprised Lola Ty kind of rolling off her hands, as you said, Seth. That'll be another point for Glendale as they're up 3-2. Maya Doyle with the serve now. So that one just skimming off the net. Sanchez, dug by Tregaboff. Smith getting to this ball to Jasmine Smith, and just an excellent play by Kylie Smith to even get to that ball at all, as she was kind of in between where she had started out and getting to her setter position. She just kind of reached out and the quick pass from Tregaboff, but Jasmine Smith just hitting that one right into the net. Kind of an off-the-cuff play that time from Glendale as Jasmine Smith able to tip this one in. Lola Ty looking for the pancake dig, unable to get to it. And once again, the Gauchos take a lead 4-3.
And surprising to see La Liberty not getting a ton of sets to her right now. Not that Jasmine Smith has been playing terribly at all. She's been just as great, but La Liberty, it seems every time she gets a kill attempt, she's knocking them home.
And Kylie Smith going with the dump here. Tip to the net. Jasmine Smith goes up with the hands from the front row. Back to her from Smith. And easy dig that time from Palladini, and a set to Sandoval. And you have to give her 3 or 4 of those every set, it seems like, where she's just going to outmatch you and just hammer one down the line or cross court as she does there. And we're tied at 4.
And with her, even if you get the block up, it's not 100% guaranteed it's coming back to their side. It might go right down or go out of bounds. That's how hard and how high she's jumping.
Smith ranging into the net, able to tip it over, and a violation called here against Arizona Western. I was a little worried for a second there. It looked like Smith might have gotten in the net, but the violation called against Western. 5-4 Gauchos now. Jasmine Smith setting up for her first service opportunity of this set. Standing serve. Goes to the backcourt. Dug out by Concepcion. Sandoval. That one wiped off the block, and that'll be a point for Arizona Western as we're tied at 5.
Arizona Western not going away easily, but we talked about it at the beginning of this game. It's all about that killer instinct for Glendale. Put it away right here. Do not go to a 5th set.
Sandoval with that incredibly high toss, and that one into the net, and that'll be a service error for Arizona Western and a point for the Gauchos.
It looked like her high toss was going to burn her last set when that was a low, hard serve the one time she sent it over, and this time it hits right into the net.
The high toss can give you an advantage of really letting you work the ball, but there's also a lot of margin for error when you go with that high toss of where it's going to come down for you and be positioned. That's why you usually see a shorter toss, as that one hit out of bounds and another point for the Gauchos. So interesting for Sandoval with the high toss. You don't see that all that often. Valdez, the short toss, as we were just alluding to. And tipped to the net by Defer as the errant pass went over, and another point for the Gauchos. Good play by Defer to go get that errant pass and just put it back home.
And it's nice to see Glendale not be the ones getting those mental errors and those violations. It's finally great to see a team hand them some free points, as Arizona Western just did right there again.
Yeah, Hartman kind of got an in-between there. She wasn't sure whether to go with the hands or the bump and kind of just punched at it. And then that one out of bounds, and she kind of knew. She kind of recoiled from that one with a wry smile. She knew that that's not what she wanted, as Alexa Tregaboff, another errant pass, and she just slams that one down. Return to sender that time. 10-5 Gauchos. Valdez, another serve here, as Arizona Western unable to break her so far. Going with a soft serve as Concepcion has to come in on her knees to get that one. Blocked at the net by Defer and Tregaboff. Back to the Western side of things. Sandoval, dug by Smith. Tregaboff diving to her knees to try and get that one, but unable to do so, and that'll be a point for the Matadors.
Yeah, and right now Glendale Valdez on that service attempt, she was doing extremely well of getting some serves that were really not comfortable for the Matadors, as there's one into the net by Arizona Western's Concepcion. But it's Hartman again. We saw that in, I believe it was the last set, where she got caught in between, and she gets caught in between again. Why is she getting caught like that?
I think it all goes back to positioning. She's playing a little further up than I think she's used to, and sometimes that can get you thrown off if you're not in the spot you're used to playing. Timeout called here by Arizona Western as the Gauchos pick up another point. 12-6 Glendale. We'll take a break here on the Gauchos live stream. Come on back to the Valley of the Sun with us. Back here inside the gym at Glendale Community College, Ethan Jordan and Seth Askelson alongside you, bringing you Glendale Gauchos volleyball here on the Gauchos live stream. 12-6 Glendale. They lead this fourth set. They're also up 2-1 as Smith goes with the soft serve here. Concepcion digging it out. And a violation called here against Glendale, and that'll be a point for Arizona Western. And a whole plethora of substitutions coming here for the Matadors.
Yeah, and for Glendale, they've got to stay focused right now. I know they're up by 6, and it's not too worrisome right now, but we've seen Glendale, mental and unforced errors have killed them. So it's all about playing this 1 point at a time and making sure you get the ball over the net, and unfortunately, Jasmine Smith does just the opposite.
That was tough for Smith. I don't think she was ready for the set at the A spot. It was a bad pass by Valdez, and Smith wasn't able to get a good set off of it. Terrific pass by Tregaboff, right to Smith. Blocked at the net, and an excellent pass and a really nice set, but even better, even more well done by Keela Williams as she gets the block on the other side. It's not often you'll see a good pass and a good set result in such a dramatic block, but really well done by Williams. Smith to Tregaboff. Tregaboff just having to kind of knock this one over as it was an errant set by Smith. And absolutely hammered home by Palladini as it's off the hands, and Courtney La Liberty will come in for Valdez as they'll make the switch here, and Tregaboff, or no, rather it's going to be Doyle who comes in as La Liberty had come onto the court, but then Doyle switched out with her. Tregaboff to Smith. Defer getting an interesting spin on the ball, but not able to hit it cleanly. And splitting the block. It was Murillo that time, and once again we see a block being split. That's where you need to come together as the two blockers and make sure you're right next to each other and have strong hands on that one.
And it's been a bad defensive play for Glendale since that timeout. And we saw Valdez, who started the game as a libero. After the first set, the red jersey went over to Maya Doyle. And Valdez, we just saw right there, because of some bad defensive play, she got pulled for La Liberty, and La Liberty comes out in favor of the libero, Doyle.
Well, Doyle, all the credit to her. She's had a terrific game. Her serving has been excellent, and her passing has been even better. She's made some tremendous digs, especially when she plays in that center position on the back row. That's where she's really at home as the libero, doing an excellent job in the backcourt for the Gauchos. Arizona Western within one now, 12-11, as Glendale trying to break the serve of Tulia Lulatai. Lulatai? Serve from the strong side. Smith will get it right in the spot she likes it. Tregeboff with the set, tip to the net by the blockers. Hit by Murillo. Smith to the strong side, and Tregeboff, and that one once again blocked at the net. It was Williams and Murillo going up for the block that time.
And it's the killer instinct, and it looks like GCC a little bit rattled emotionally. Arizona Western starting to flex their Division I muscles, but that's a swing that had a little too much muscle in it, and the serve goes out the back.
That'll work wonders for the Gauchos, as once again they kind of get themselves the lead with no doing of their own on the unforced error. Oh, mercy. Perfect set to Murillo. Almost call that a 3-set. As she just kind of put it up in between the 1 and the 2 for the outside hitter Murillo, and she was able to hammer that one home. Yanai Montoya Murillo having an excellent 4th set so far for Arizona Western. Rebecca Eves into the ball game now. She'll serve it away. Dug by Smith. Kylie Smith having to range into the backcourt to get that one. She sets back to Jasmine Smith. And Murillo hitting that one out past the outstretched hands of Maya Doyle. And now taking the lead are the Matadors, 14-13. Rebecca Eves, another service opportunity here. Eves taking her time. Now the standing serve. Dug by Smith. Errant pass, and the Gauchos really got a break there. An errant pass, and Murillo trying to hammer it back the other way. Just hit it into the net, and we're tied at 14.
Yeah, I don't know if Murillo just got too excited when she got up there, but she pretty much missed that ball and hit the net on her own side. As now Doyle with a good serve, and that's a pretty big misplay. And that gets down. La Liberty's got to be careful on that one, because that was going to be 4 touches anyways, because it was going to fall on Arizona Western's side. I mean, it worked out for him, but you got to be careful in a net violation.
Yeah, that can be tough. When you see the ball kind of spiraling towards your side, you're taught as that middle blocker to just go up and get it, especially on what would have looked like a free ball on the errant pass. Jasmine Smith will kind of bump it. Now Smith will get it back to La Liberty, who hammers home the 2-set. And you talked about La Liberty not getting her touches earlier. She got one there and took advantage.
Yeah, and it put Glendale up by 2, and La Liberty, every time it seems, I've only seen one where it hasn't gotten down, and the one that hasn't gotten down was hit extremely hard. I think I saw some smoke coming off the ball that didn't get down, but she's been the one to really drive the offense tonight. Her and Jasmine Smith is now. La Liberty's going to get another opportunity, and that's off the block and down, and La Liberty continues to kill it.
Yeah, that one was at the 1 set that time, as that's really where she excels. The 1 set is going to be your low set right in the middle of the court. That's where La Liberty plays as the middle blocker, and that one you can really get on top of and hammer home. And, well, La Liberty has been terrific. Don't take anything away from her, but the blocking in the middle of the court has not really been there for Western Arizona tonight. Williams to Smith, and a perfect set from Kylie Smith off a tremendous pass by Tregeboff, and that'll be another point for Glendale as they now have themselves a 3-point lead, up 18-15.
This is the killer instinct I was talking about. They were in a 15-15 game. Arizona Western gave them an inch of space, and they're starting to make it a mile, or at least they're trying to. And the initial call is, it's all right, the initial call is out of play from the back judge on the Arizona Western side, and they're going to convene and see what the call is going to be. If it stands, it's going to be 19-15 Glendale.
Yeah, the back judge on the side of Glendale, he was kind of confused. I didn't see any signal from him. I was looking for him for the signal, and he just really didn't do anything. There was some confusion there. So the refs will come together, and the point is going to go to Western Arizona. Yeah, it looked to me from here like Glidwell did get a piece of that. She tried to sidestep it, but just couldn't get out of the way in time. 18-16 Gauchos now, and we'll see some substitutions from Arizona Western. As in comes Hancock, and out goes Murillo. So Hancock comes in to do the serving now. 18-16. Gauchos trying to put this game away, up 2-1 here in the fourth set. Hancock standing serve. Doyle calling off Tregeboff. Good play by Doyle. Good communication as they get it to Law Liberty, and we've seen her hitting from the middle of the court. She says, why not go to the weak side too? I can do that as well, as she hammers that one home.
And Eves had a hard choice to make. It looked like it was going out, and she was already diving for it. And at the last moment, she decided it was going in, and instead it took a weird bounce off her hand and fell.
You're always taught as a passer, if you're not sure, hit it. Might as well. Better safe than sorry. Here's Tregeboff, and a good set from Smith, but Tregeboff mistimed her jump just a little bit and wasn't able to get on top of that one as she hits it past the baseline and out of play. Eves coming out, and there's a certain rhythm you get into as a hitter where you want to almost a step rhythm as you go up to hit the ball. And for Tregeboff on that one, the first step wasn't as big as she wanted to be as she wipes it off the block that time. Excellent timing there from Alexa Tregeboff. And now Gauchos up with 20 points, 20-17, Glendale.
And Valdez, now we're going to get a timeout. And Valdez coming in to serve, and the last time we saw her out there, she was tearing it up from behind the line.
Yeah. Timeout called here by Arizona Western. I think a good call by Lorraine Chandler to kind of calm her girls down. They're only down by 3. As much as it seems like Glendale has dominated this set, it's still anybody's set here, 20-17. We'll take a short break here on the Gauchos live stream. Come on back to Glendale Community College with us. Delisa Valdez will do the serving here. She's been terrific serving the ball. Had some errors on the passing, but she's more than made up for it with her serving. Excellent serve there. Here's Smith to Tregeboff. Tregeboff looking for the line off the hands of Sandoval, who dove for that one, headed towards that line, and that'll be another point for Glendale.
And the read by Tregeboff there, coming up was Hancock. It looked like Tregeboff was going to kill it hard, so Hancock started to come in a little early. Tregeboff saw that and just tipped it over her. And that was a swing that was kept alive there. Ethan looking for the block, and it didn't come. And now a swing by Tregeboff off that block of Arizona Western, and it's 3 points away from a victory for Glendale.
Another nice swing by Tregeboff, but Glendale very fortunate they didn't lose that point. There is absolutely no blocking to be spoken of in the middle of the court, and an excellent dig by Valdez bailed the Gauchos out. Swing by Balladini as she gets on top of that one a little too much as she swings that one into the net. And the Gauchos 2 points away now, up 23-17. Valdez trying to take this one home on her serve for the Gauchos. This one skimming the top of the net. Nice set by Hancock as she had to range into the net to make that play. And Defer kind of had that one roll off her hands, and that'll be a point for Western Arizona. Credit Hancock with a great set considering the position she was in to make it, to get the point for Arizona Western. Concepcion will do the serving now. Standing serve. Smith to Smith. Back to Smith on the beast. Dug out by Concepcion. Set goes here to Palladini with the tip, and she'll put that one away. As Jasmine Smith was playing awfully deep there, unable to get to that one, with Defer going up for the block. She had no chance for it, and Smith all the way across the court as we're seeing that 4-passer setup for Glendale here.
Like you said, Jasmine Smith, I was surprised on how deep she was, not helping out her teammates on that block, and Kylie Smith with a quick one-hander to try to get that ball down Arizona Western side.
Jasmine Smith upset with herself there. She let that one go, and it finds the line. And now 23-20, and a timeout called here by Lisa Stuck. Good timeout. I think in this huddle she's just going to be saying, hey, we're 2 points away. That's all it is, 2 points. Let's just go out and get 2 points. Heck, who can't do that? We can definitely do that. Let's go do that. 2 points. Let's end this game, put ourselves in the win column once again.
Yeah, and it's important. Wins need to be stacking up now. Like I said at the top of this broadcast, Pima's played 2 less games, so even though GCC technically in first place, Pima has an extra 2 games to play, so you got to stack those wins because Pima ends their season after you do. And so it's important to make sure you're ahead when that happens. And for Glendale right now, I like the way they've kind of started to pull away, like I talked about. I know it's getting a little repetitive, but killer instinct. They were tied at 15-15. They were given an inch by an error. It got them to 16-15, and they pushed that lead to maximum length. It was 23-17 at one point. Unfortunately, they've let Arizona Western back in, but you know what? All it takes is 2 good hits, and we're going home here in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you said it, Seth. I think that's exactly what Lisa Stuck told her girls in that huddle. Exactly what you said last there. 2 good hits, and this game is over. They're so very close here as Concepcion gets set to serve it away for Arizona Western. Gauchos trying to avoid a 5th set. Valdez with the dig. Excellent pass to Smith, who gets the good set for Tregoboff, who wipes it off the block, and that'll be another point for the Gauchos, and they're within 1.
And it's miraculous how good passing can change things. On the last one before that, it was terrible passing and it went awry. That one, great passing, and now Glendale 1 point away from the victory.
Talk about all the time, the pass leads to the set leads to the good hit. Served by Smith, tip at the net, Tregoboff going up to get that one. Smith, excellent pass, gets it to Defer, and that one knocked out of bounds as Defer wasn't able to get on top of the one set from Smith. A tremendous pass from Jasmine Smith on that last play, though.
I think Tregoboff saw the victory in her eyes, and she sent it a little too far to the boundary there. We'll see if they can get that one back.
Lolatai with the serve. Dug by Valdez. Smith, good set for Tregoboff. Oh, and a terrific game. Dig from Lolatai keeps this game alive. Free ball for Glendale, trying to put it away. Smith to Defer into the net. And now within 2 are the Arizona Western Matadors. You said the killer instinct. Glendale needs to put this one away right here. You can sense them starting to creep back into the ball game. And that one into the net. And this game belongs to the Glendale Gauchos as, hey, they were on a tough losing streak, but hey, let's start one of our own. A 2-game winning streak now for the Gauchos as they're trying to make the ACCAC playoffs here. Seth talked about it, trying to build that buffer against Pima to make those playoffs, and they win this 4th set, 25-22, and they win the game 3-1. Big time win here, Seth, against, let's not forget that Western Arizona is a Division I opponent here against the Gauchos.
Yeah, and we've seen GCC struggle with Division I opponents this season, and instead they came out and they lost that first set big, and it started to kind of feel like, uh-oh, it's another night at home where, you know, a struggling young team is going to struggle against a Division I team and maybe lose. And it was looking bleak, but they came back. Not only did they win that 2nd set, they fought hard to win that 3rd set and fought hard to win this 4th set. And like I said, what I haven't seen out of Glendale all that much this year, at least during the broadcast that I've seen, they haven't had that killer instinct. When they're up in sets, they've struggled to put teams away. If you think South Mountain, when South Mountain went on that huge run to come back in that game, last week versus Scottsdale, they had a couple chances to win that, up 2-0. And instead, they lost both those games. Now, I think that young team, 5 freshmen who are seeing a lot of playing time, are starting to figure out how to finish games and how to finish off good teams.
And going back, you were talking about that first set. After the first set, this goes back to the mentality of this team. I talked about it at the top of this broadcast. The Gauchos, throughout the season, whether they're down 2-0 and down 24-0, they have the same mentality. It's a never give in, never give up attitude. The attitude is always there, and that's something you can't teach if you're Lisa Stuck. This team is always ready to play. They're always encouraging each other, too. No matter when Kylie Smith, if she gets benched, she's standing on the sideline. She's not sitting on the bench feeling sorry for herself. She's cheering on her teammates. This team works so well together. I love the chemistry on this team and the energy that they have. Maybe that killer instinct, I think that will come with this energy. When you play hard every night, the wins will come eventually for this young team.
Yeah, and this team, as we've seen, definitely not short on talent. You see Jasmine Smith, you see Tregoboff, even Defer, and La Liberty. La Liberty was on fire tonight, and you know, just to think, all 5 of those players are coming back next year. So if they're playing this well right now as freshmen in a team where they're trying to navigate the waters,
if they keep this momentum up, yeah, they lost 5 in a row and 6 of the last 7. They've won 6 of their last 7 sets. They were down 0-2 to Chandler-Gilbert, came back, won that in 3, and won this game 3-1. So they're on a semi-roll right now. And I wouldn't call it necessarily a huge hot streak just yet, but now they go on the road. They win at South Mountain, a team they let come in who was hot at the time and beat them. They pick up a big road win against South Mountain. Then they come back home and win a couple more games to finish out this season. We could be talking about a team who is absolutely on fire heading into a regional tournament where they have to go on the road for the entire weekend.
Well, and going back to that losing streak real quick, it's going to happen. With a young team like this, I think Coach Stuck was planning on this happening. We talked to her at the beginning of the year. She said, eventually we're going to go on a losing streak. It's just frankly going to happen. And I think they're, as you said, Seth, they're coming out of it at exactly the right time, getting ready for the playoffs. We see it in almost any sport. If you can be hot going into the playoffs, that means so much for a team. And, well, the Gauchos, if they can win out the rest of this season, that'll give them a spot in the playoffs and keep them hot.
And just remember, Glendale, 2014, heading into the regional tournament, they were 11-14, squeaked into the Division 2 Region 1 playoffs, won 3 in a row, went to the tournament 500 at 14-14, won the national championship. So it's a Coach Stuck. When you have good coaching, it works wonders. Good coaching really works wonders. And not to discredit any of the coaches here in the ACCAC, you see the coach at South Mountain, Patrick Mooney, and the coach at Scottsdale, Regina, and they're both great coaches. And, other than those two coaches, I can't think of a coach other than Lisa Stuck who could lead a team this young and this raw to not only undefeated. Don't forget, this team undefeated at the beginning of the season, 5-0 at the top of the conference, hadn't lost a game until they had to travel to Nevada after traveling to another tournament that weekend. And so a team that has been very impressive. They went on that lull, like you said. Coach Stuck maybe expected a little bump in the road, and GCC is starting to spread the clouds out a little bit, and it's starting to see sunny days.
Well, you're talking about Lisa Stuck. I think it's the perfect combination here. You have the veteran head coach. Lisa Stuck doesn't get worried when they're on that losing streak. It was the same interview every night anytime you talk to Lisa Stuck. She wasn't panicking. So when you have that kind of the ebb and flow, kind of can be a roller coaster for a young player. When you have that stability at the coaching spot, that can really help them out. As you said, Seth, they started out this season, and now they're coming out of this losing streak. It's that stability, that anchor from Lisa Stuck for this young team.
Yeah, and she has been the anchor in a season where she doesn't have a lot of player anchors. I mean, she has Oriana Montoya and Jessica Taylor and Kylie Smith who have been on this team, but you'd see in the past there's a lot of sophomores, a sophomore-laden lineup where she didn't necessarily have to. There was a lot of times in the past years where she would call a timeout, and even if they were up big, she would have a players' huddle, and she would let the sophomore leaders take control. And, not to discredit any of the sophomores on this team, but she's just trying to make sure her freshmen stay in it and coach at every single point. I know you've been on a little more road broadcasts than I have, but I've seen here at home only one time she's done a players-only huddle, and they were up large on Chandler-Gilbert. But outside of that, even when they're up large, she's in there. She's making sure her team stays confident. And you know what? That's going to pay dividends next year. Like we said, what should be 5 returning sophomores, barring any injuries or division, NCAA offers, things like that. You return 5 sophomores with that much talent, we might be talking about a team who undefeated all the way through next season, but they got to get through this season first before we can start talking about that.
Yeah, the season continues on Friday at South Mountain. We'll have that game right for you here, or South Mountain? Yeah. South Mountain here on the Gauchos live stream, myself, and we'll see who's along for the ride with me, but we hope you tune in for that one.
Yeah, and Ethan bringing his great volleyball knowledge. We appreciate him all season, and he definitely won't get left out when basketball season starts. And don't forget, we will have basketball games on the Gauchos live stream, and that season starts in November. So for Ethan Jordan, I'm Seth Askelson. Thank you for joining us on the Gauchos live stream.